Hey there, welcome to Memory Verse Monday. I am so happy that you're here with me to read a little bit of scripture and see what God may be speaking to you. Today we're going to read from Galatians 6:4 NLT version, and it says this: Pay careful attention to your own work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else. Pay careful attention to your own work. There's emphasis on paying attention. Pay careful attention. Focus on your work, on what you are doing. I love that emphasis because so often and so easily, no scratch, we get distracted. We have so much around us that we are looking at and ultimately comparing to our life. And we're going to talk more about comparison in just a minute. But focusing is not the easiest thing to do in these days. And so we're being called and reminded to pay careful attention to your own work. And you know what? What else I want to say about this is that your own work can be referring to anything. It could be the line of work that you're in, or whatever it is that you are in and doing right now in your life. Maybe you're working on building back up your finances. Maybe you're working on getting healthy. So work can be whatever it is that you are doing right now that needs to be accomplished for your good and for the good of others. So I just wanted to make that note. But then it goes on to say, for then, if you are paying careful attention, if you are focused, you will get the satisfaction of a job well done. And that makes perfect sense, right? Whenever you are doing any work and you're doing it well, you're going to have satisfaction when you're able to achieve that job, when you're able to reach that goal. You're going to have satisfaction. You're going to have that sense of fulfillment. And you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else, which also makes perfect sense. When you are working well towards something and you achieve it and you're getting the reward of fulfillment and satisfaction, you're too busy being grateful and proud about that you're not comparing yourself to other people. You're not looking around to see what other people are doing, what other people are achieving and accomplishing, what other people have. Because all that does, and we know this, but all that does is puts you in a place of lack. And it takes you away from and out of the gratitude that we should have from what God has put us here to do. You know, God has a unique assignment for every single one of us. And whenever we take our eyes away from that and we start looking around at what other people are doing instead of what we're doing, we're one foot in, one foot out. We're distracted. We're half in, we're half out. That is not the way God designed for us to do the things that He has called us to do. And it's a blessing and an honor to do and to be where God has placed you. Even if you don't feel like it's your desire right now, it's not your calling, it's not where you want to be or what you want to have or whatever the situation is, God puts us everywhere for a very specific reason. And usually it's temporary, it's a season. We have seasons constantly throughout our life. But wherever you are, focus on it, focus on doing it well, and then you'll have the satisfaction of doing that thing well, and you won't have to compare yourself to other people. There's a really good quote about comparison that I love. It says, comparison is the thief of joy. And ain't that the truth? Like anytime we are in a state of comparing, we go into lack mode, and it robs us of the gratitude and the fulfillment and the peace that we should have. And God He doesn't want that for us. I also heard, going back to getting the satisfaction of doing a job well, there was a video I watched once and it talked about how some of the happiest people in their work, again, I know work can be anything, but some of the happiest people in their work weren't the ones who were naturally gifted or talented at doing that job. It was the people who showed up with intention and an attitude of excellence, who were able to really master that job and do that thing well, that were the most satisfied and fulfilled because they became really good at something and that brought them fulfillment and satisfaction. And so this scripture just reminded me of that. So I'm going to read it one more time. Galatians 6:4. Pay careful attention to your own work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else. At all times, God has you somewhere doing something in a way that only you can do it. So just keep that in mind, because it's easy, like I said, to get very distracted and caught up with what others are doing, with what others have, and we're not supposed to. We are called to be focused on what we're doing, do it well, and God always comes through with the reward that he has for us. So I hope that encourages you. Thank you for being here. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Share it with a friend, and I'll see you here again next time. Be blessed.